Even though being a professional athlete is extremely glamorous, the common fan can forget how dangerous it is. Football players are taking headshots constantly. Race car drivers are always at risk. And even the intense training athletes undergo does a lot to tear down the body. Some athletes have suffered gruesome injuries that ended careers, but some athletes manage to fight the odds and come back better than ever. I'm Justin Fraxt, and today we take a look at the 10 greatest comeback stories in sports. And a big shout out to TheSavageKidd for suggesting this list. We do hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, feel free to click subscribe for more cool videos every single day. Number 10, Peyton Manning ×2. The Sheriff needed a series of neck surgeries and had to sit out the entire 2011 season. Before 2012 began, Manning was 36 years old, and many feared he would lose all his arm strength that once made him the NFL's most feared quarterback. Well, Manning returned in 2012 and led the Denver Broncos to the top seed in the AFC and the Super Bowl next season. And during the 2015 season, Manning battled foot injuries and appeared finished after missing 6 games. But he returned for Week 17 and helped the Broncos win Super Bowl 50 before retiring. Number 9, Willis Reed. The Hall of Famer was a legend in the history of the New York Knicks, and rightfully so. Reed helped the Knicks win a pair of NBA championships, but there was nothing like what happened in 1970. During the 1970 NBA Finals against the Lakers, Reed tore his thigh muscle and missed Game 6. He was considered a long shot to play Game 7, but he made a shocking return to the court for the decisive game, scoring 4 points and helping the Knicks win their first ever championship. Number 8, Tiger Woods. Though he was the best golfer in the world, Woods faced a daunting task of winning the 2008 U.S. Open with a battered body. Woods needed neck surgery and was expected to miss the Open altogether. He also had a double fracture in his left tibia before the championship. He decided to play anyway, and he won, of course. That's a hole-in-one comeback story. Number 7, Maria Sharapova. Sharapova was among the top female tennis players in the world, but had to undergo shoulder surgery in 2008, missing 10 months of the season to repair a rotator cuff. Sharapova returned in 2009, but it took her some time to regain her previous form. Finally, in 2012, she made it back to the top of the women's rankings and completed the career Grand Slam with the win at the French Open. Number 6, Saku Koivu. Before the 2001-2002 season, Montreal Canadiens star Saku Koivu found out he was suffering from Burkitt's lymphoma and was expected to miss the entire campaign. Nonetheless, Koivu fought cancer and returned for the final few games. He helped the Canadiens barely reach the postseason, and they upset the top-seeded Boston Bruins in the first round of the playoffs. A remarkable story for a guy who had his career and life on the line. Number 5, Kirk Gibson. Gibson helped the Los Angeles Dodgers reach the 1988 World Series against the Oakland Athletics, but injuries to both his legs forced him to only play in one game during the Fall Classic. Nonetheless, Gibson made the most of it. With a swollen knee in one leg and a pulled hamstring in the other, he had a 2-run homer in the bottom of the 9th of Game 1, giving the Dodgers the victory. They'd wind up winning the World Series in 5 games. Number 4, Tommy John. When you have a surgery named after you, you know you did something right. A star pitcher for the Dodgers, John damaged the UCL in his left throwing arm, putting his career in jeopardy. And that's when Tommy John surgery was born. The procedure required the surgeons to replace the ligament of his throwing arm with a tendon from the right forearm. John missed the 1975 season as he recovered, but he returned and ended up winning 164 games after the career-threatening surgery took place. Number 3, Nancy Kerrigan. Prior to the 1994 Winter Olympics, Nancy Kerrigan was far and away America's most decorated female figure skater. Her arch-rival Tonya Harding was also great, but knew she didn't have what it took to outdo Kerrigan. So she, her ex-husband, and a companion conspired to break Kerrigan's leg in an attack so that it could pave the way for Harding to represent America. A man hired by Harding hit Kerrigan on the knee with a baton. Luckily, she only suffered a bruised, not broken leg. Kerrigan recovered and won a silver medal at the Olympics, while Harding finished 8th. Number 2, Mario Lemieux. Arguably the greatest NHL player ever, Lemieux won a pair of Stanley Cups with the Pittsburgh Penguins and led the league in scoring 6 times. His career was on ice in 1993 when he was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. With his career possibly over, Lemieux underwent intense treatment and missed just 2 months of the season. He came back, won the scoring title, and helped Pittsburgh set a record with 17 straight regular season wins. That's more super than Super Mario. And number 1, Niki Lauda. Lauda was one of the world's top Formula One racers, finishing with 25 career wins. But in 1976, he suffered a freak accident that nearly ended his life. During the 1976 German Grand Prix, Lauda's Ferrari swerved and hit a wall. His car burst into flames while he was trapped inside the vehicle. Though his fellow racers came to his aid, Lauda suffered severe burns on his head, while toxic gases damaged his lungs. He fell into a coma. Lauda miraculously recovered within 6 weeks and returned to win the 1976 Italian Grand Prix. We're kind of speechless after that. What other athletes had incredible comeback stories? Join us in the comments below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps us out a ton and we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to Total Pro Sports though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.